So I have a couple updates. I want to talk about the family game. I don't have the cover on, but yeah, it's the family game. And I was like really excited to read this book because obviously, you know, it's a thriller and it seems really cool, like the premise, but the writing is so bad. I can't. It's so bad. So I might DNF this. I'm barely on page 12 and this is already kind of like the third or fourth time me finding something that's like annoying and like cringy. But I'm gonna try to get to page 50 and see how I feel. So I read the prologue and I couldn't put my finger on it. Like what is it? Like it seems like very immature. Like it feels like very immature writing. Like something is just like dramatic about it. And then I read it to Noah and I showed him and he said, oh, it's all the punctuation. So there's a lot of commas in between. There's like there's like 3 commas in one sentence. So it separates every little thing and so it makes it seem dramatic. So let me look for an example. Like this, it says, he made a dream real. Some might say more money than sense. Maybe. But from down here, bleeding on the floor, even I have to admit this place is beautiful. Okay, so 2 things wrong with that. One, all the punctuations, but also, so basically in the prologue, this woman is like bleeding on the floor. She's like dying or whatever. And like while she's dying, she's saying, yeah, even I have to admit, this place is beautiful. Like really? You're complimenting, like, or you're complimenting, you're speaking good about something while you're dying. Like you're not gonna think that. So yeah, there's like multiple things wrong. It's what she's saying and also how she's saying it. And the whole punctuation and like the breaking parts that happens throughout the whole prologue. Even just like this little part, after all, that's what love is, isn't it? Like that, like just that I feel is like dramatic. So here's another one. It's just like the last thing I said. And I didn't realize that until literally now, but it says, it's funny. In-laws are supposed to be problematic, aren't they? It's like the same thing, like, isn't it? Aren't they? Like it just ends that way. And there's like, I don't know. The author is like trying so much to be like dramatic, or at least like making this character at least, you know? It's just very, very like icky, like weird. So here's another dumb thing. And again, she's dying, or at least bleeding out. Like, let's keep that in mind. She says, if I could go back now, comma, to the day he proposed, comma, would I do things differently? Question mark. That is the $1 billion question. Again, all the punctuations. And again, she's dying. It's like, really? You're wondering if you would do things again? You're dying. So here's another thing. 20 years ago, comma, I almost died, period. I hung in silence, comma, death all around me, comma, but somehow, comma, I survived. So yeah, that was, the whole prologue was like that. Like a whole bunch of commas in every damn sentence. And I'm sure there's like more like cringy sentences, like in general. But yeah, it was just so dumb. I was like, oh my gosh. So I haven't really been like having the time to pick up the book because it's Noah's birthday today. And so like we were doing stuff. And then yesterday we were helping a family member move. So we've just been busy. And so I finally had the time to pick up the book today. And yeah, at least there's no more punctuations like that, but it's still like cringy. So there was a part at the beginning of the chapter, which I can't remember. I'm not gonna try looking for it right now, but I wanted to read you something. So this lady, this is in the first chapter, so not a spoiler, but she's at this really nice fancy like gathering for like book authors and editors and all this stuff. And her heel, her heel gets like caught in like a hole to a hole in a vent, and she's all embarrassed. And then this man comes. Okay, and this is what it says. Okay, I see the problem. His first words to me, and though, of course, and when I pause, that's because there's commas. And though, of course, he met the problem with my shoe, and the grate, and that he couldn't fix it. To this day, I like to think he meant he saw the larger problem with everything, with my past, with the holes in my life, and that he could fix those too. There's probably like 6 commas, and again, what it's saying. This is a woman, a total stranger, you know, like touches her back, whatever, and he's trying to like help her. And she's like embarrassed, all these things, and then she's like, she wants to believe that this man, this random stranger, could see like through her and see her problems. Like what? Like that's so crazy to me. How she like thinks that, and like how she expects that, how she wants that. Like, it's just freaking weird. And I don't know if it's the main character or if it's the whole writing. So like I said, I'm gonna get to like I'm gonna read up to probably page 50, see how I feel. But yeah, as of right now, I'm like, dude, this book is really, really bad. And I've like, I'm trying to think, I can't remember who or how many, but a couple booktubers have read this book. And at least from what I heard and remember, they liked it. I know Gabby Reads or whatever her name is. I know she liked it, I think. But yeah, it's like how, like, and maybe the story is good. That's why I'm like really interested in the story. And maybe it is good if like you could get through the writing, but the writing is bad. It just feels like a high schooler is writing this. And maybe it's like their first book and they're, you know, probably emo or something. They think they're all deep and poetic, like with all these damn commas. Like it's not. Like it just makes it like cringy and weird and especially like you know, it's half the commas and punctuation, all the spaces, but also what the character is like thinking. Like really, you're dying and you're admiring the place. You're dying and you're wondering if you would do it all over again. You met this stranger and you want him to know all your problems. Like, what the hell is wrong? Like, there's something wrong with this character, or there's something wrong with this author, like, writing this. Like, it's so crazy. But yeah, I want to see, you know, like, more characters, more character point of views, maybe, and see if the writing changes. But yeah, this is like really bad. And it's also this isn't the author's first book. Like I think she wrote maybe like 4. I think this is like her 5th one. Her name's Catherine Stedman. I think this is her 5th book. So yeah, like if I didn't know that she'd written books before, I would think this is her first book, and I would think that she's like freaking 15 years old, you know, whatever. Like yeah, I am not liking it. Okay, so I'm barely on page 14, and I think I am just, you know, I said I'm gonna try to get to page 50, but this book is actually reminding me a lot of It Ends With Us, and I didn't read that. I DNF'd it by page 15 because the character was like also like annoying and cringy, and if you watched my vlogs, you know what I'm talking about. But it's like that vibe. It's that same vibe, and I just can't because it seems like they're little kids, you know, like it seems like they're way too young. I can't remember how old the girl from It Ends With Us is, or like was, but how she spoke. Like she was talking to some strange guy on top of a roof, and then she's like, oh, my name is so embarrassing. He's like, oh, come on, it can't be that bad. What is it? Lily. He's like, okay, like Anne. He's like, Lily Flowers, and ... waiting for her response. You know, it's like she's so like really, how old are you? And you're like being dramatic over your name. Oh my god, it's Lily Flowers. So embarrassing. Like, dude, get over it. And this main character too, same thing. Like she's like, what? You're freaking crazy. But I think it's like it has to be the author's writing. Because she's like, I feel like she's the author. I feel like it's coming out a lot in the main character's I don't know how to say it, but like her, like I want to say audio, but not that. Just like how she speaks, you know. I feel like the author is coming out because, again, I think it was like 3 times or in like one. Okay, so literally two paragraphs after each other on page 14. A paragraph starts off with funny, comma, I always da 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 da. Second paragraph after that says it's and then there's actually no comma, which is surprising, but she says it's funny. I don't recall my dad's voice at all. Da 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 da. So, and even like I think it was in the prologue. It says the same thing. It's funny. Like that's just how the author like talks, you know, or like speaks, whatever. She's like, oh, it's funny, it's funny. It's just like dramatic, just like so like dramatic like way of speaking. Yeah, here it is on page 10. It's funny, comma, it's only November and yet it feels like Christmas is already here. And then I think there's another part, oh yeah, like which I told you with the whole it ends with a question. Where is it? I'm trying to find it really quick. Oh yeah, where it ends with a question. Oh, but that's what love is, isn't it? And then the other thing, where is it at? I haven't found it. Oh yeah. In-laws are supposed to be problematic, aren't they? And that sentence actually starts with, it's funny. Like, dude. So yeah, I just cannot handle the freaking writing. And another thing, it's like I showed it here in the vlog, I'm pretty sure. But it says I come to on the parquet or whatever, parquet floor of the entrance hall. And I'm pretty sure it was meant to say I come onto the parquet, whatever. But yeah, so it's like barely first page. So barely first page, third/fourth word already messed up. Where's the editor? How did the editor like miss this? So I mean, right there, I should have told me, like, been a red flag and told me, like, okay, somebody did not go through this book and help this poor author. Like, hey, there's some there's some trouble with your book. You know what I mean? Like, there's some stuff going on here that needs to be fixed. So yeah, and I was like telling Noah, I was like, like, I was like, yeah, I don't know, like, I keep telling, like, let me tell you something funny, let me tell you something about the book, over and over. And it's not like it's getting me mad. It's not getting me mad. It's not getting me frustrated. It's just dumb. Like, it's humorous, So I'm like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. It's like, it's so bad, it's funny, So I was like, oh, should I DNF it right now? And she's like, yeah, just DNF it. Like, you have too many books to be reading a bad book. And I was like, you're so right. You're very, very right. So I think I'm gonna DNF it, which is disappointing because by the premise, like, the synopsis, it really did seem good. Okay, but yeah, that's it. I'm DNFing this.
Parkour! Michael, parkour! Parkour! Extreme! Parkour! Parkour! Parkour!
Okay, let's try to find a new damn book. Hopefully one that's freaking good. How about that for a change? Because this one freaking sucked and the one I just tried to start freaking sucked. So let's see. I really, really want to read this one, but I want to hold off. This one I want to wait till I have free time. So maybe I just can't. This is like a not fiction. What am I trying to think? Contemporary, kind of like this one, which I just read. So I kind of want to hold off on this genre. So I think I'm gonna read this one. Hello guys, today is Christmas. I just got back from spending Christmas with Noah's family. It was really fun. I wanted to stay longer, but we have a puppy, so we had to come home. I just finished giving a review on that on Sunday maybe. I wanted to show you guys. I finally got my green couch. I've been wanting a green couch forever. I know, obviously, clashing. I just threw those things there for now, and they're all gonna be gone once I get stuff to decorate. Here's the black couch. We're gonna get rid of it, but it's just here for now. So yeah, I'm just really excited. I finally got a green couch because I've been wanting one for I don't even know how long, probably a year or longer. So I finally got it. want to give an update on my thoughts. So first thing, I wasn't getting annoyed with the main characters at first. So the book is in a lot of POVs, but the main perspective is from two like cops, detectives. That's like one of the points I'm gonna get into. But yeah, at the very beginning of the book, they have like a one night stand, and it's not like, it doesn't go in detail or anything, but it's just like, oh yeah, I leave, whatever. And they meet. They didn't know that they were cops, you know, obviously they didn't know each other. And so they get on this case and they see each other like, oh, you know. And then and they just like are acting weird towards each other, and they're both like thinking to themselves like, oh, she's probably, you know, upset that I didn't text her. In reality, she doesn't care at all. And it's the opposite way with her too, where the main character, she's like, oh, he probably wanted me to, I don't know, follow him somewhere, but, or I don't know, something. I can't really think of an example, but sorry, that was Cosmo. But yeah, just at the beginning, like the first one or two chapters, they're just kind of like going back and forth, and that was like kiddish to me, like, so I thought that was like dumb. But that's like, you know, the last of that, like that whole like little drama or like awkwardness, you know, is gone now. So now it's just them going back and forth trying to figure out, you know, who, you know, murdered this man. And that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that it is mainly from a detective slash cops point of view, and I don't really like stories like that, so that's just something I don't really care for. And another thing is that this is a foreign like book, I guess, I don't know how to say it, but like the, you know, how they speak is different, and the main characters are from England and Wales, like around that area, so the way they speak is obviously different. So there's a few like things, like the way that they talk, that I don't understand what they're saying, but it's like nothing to do with the actual like plot or the story, so it's fine. But yeah, that's just like a little confusing. What I do like though is that the man that died, I believe his name is Rice, you get his point of view before he died, and at different times as well. Like it could be like 2 hours before he died or 5 hours. So yeah, the book goes back and forth between, again, like I said, between different POVs, and also at different times. So, but yeah, I really do like that the man that's, you know, dead, that you get his point of view, so you see what happens before he dies, which is really cool. Another thing that I like is that so far it's not predictable on who the killer is, because everybody seems like suspicious. And I also think though that maybe there's multiple people in on murdering this man, or at least someone hurt him, and then later in the night somebody else like kind of like attacked him. So I think multiple people were involved. Maybe they didn't know, but that's just my guess. But yeah, so far it's not predictable, which is a good thing. Yeah, but other than that, I'm really enjoying reading it. I'm just taking forever to pick it up, simply because of the, you know, the main POVs coming from detectives, and I just find that boring. But yeah, I am enjoying the story, and hopefully I will get back to you guys soon. I tried this thing where I put treats in a towel, like long ways. So I put treats, and then you roll it up, and then you kind of like put it into a knot. So he finally got the knot out, and yeah, but I don't think he realized that there's treats in it yet. Okay, I had to help him and kind of roll it out a bit, because I don't think I don't know if he could smell it, but and now I think he's biting it through the towel. Unless he's just biting it, but I went to Target a couple days ago with Noah because I wanted to get a new rug and also look for a book. So here's the new rug. I wasn't sure how it was gonna look because I usually I like this look or like this style, but I just feel like there was too much of it going on, so I wasn't sure if I'd like it. But I actually really like it. With like the green couch and obviously like all the plants. But yeah, I like it a lot. I just still need to get a couple things. I still need like I was thinking about getting long pillows, so it's more like, you know, like a lounge. And I also want to get like black pillows. I have shelves coming in on Thursday. I want to put shelves up there and have like plants hanging. I want to get new prints right there to give like a, you know, like a certain vibe. And this is the new book I got. I've been, oh my gosh, seeing this a lot on YouTube, and it sounds so good. So right when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I want this so much. And obviously it was like 30% off, so I got it. And then I think that was it. Oh, another thing, I have all my stuff out because today I'm finally going to paint. Let me see. I've been wanting to paint for a while, like all last week, but it was like raining a lot. So I'm finally gonna paint, and I'm gonna use gouache, and I never used gouache before, so I'm like really, really excited, but also nervous. So hopefully this comes out good. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now because the sun is out. Obviously I just need to open the blinds, but yeah, it rained a lot yesterday, so that's why today's so sunny. So I'm gonna do that right now. And yeah, I'm thinking probably, you know, I'm telling you about it right now for the vlog, but I think I'm gonna make a separate video all about just like painting and using gouache, which I'm also excited for because I have not made like videos, like art related videos by themselves for a long time. So I'm gonna do that. Another thing is that I read a lot these past 2 days. So I read, I think, well, let me go ahead and sit on the couch and then like I'll talk to you about it. Okay, so like I was saying, about from page like 150 and like 200, things started like picking up. And like, yeah, so I think just like you're starting to get more information, and like think everything's kind of like coming together, and you're like getting like these pieces. And I was thinking like, dang, if this is part of the twist, like the stuff that I was like finding out about, if this is part of the twist, it's like exciting because like I wasn't even at the half point yet. So like, okay, what else? Like, what else is there? What else is like, you know, like there should be like other twists and stuff like that. So today's Tuesday, so Sunday I read like 50 pages, and that was just a lot, like in general for me. And yesterday I read 100 pages, so that was like very exciting. So, and then now I just need 100 more pages before I finish the book. So I'm planning on finishing it today, hopefully. I definitely want to read 50 pages at least. So I'm gonna paint right now. I'm gonna try to read 50 pages after that, like after I finish painting, and then probably read another 50 again tonight. So yeah, hopefully I finish the book. And so far, just what I said earlier, that was kind of like about the 150, 200 page mark, you know. But now, like, just to give an update, like from where I'm at now, there was a reveal, and I think maybe two. I think there was like 2 reveals, but I felt like very, I don't know, lackluster or disappointing, because I don't want to say I saw it coming, but it was definitely something I considered. There's definitely a lot of stuff like in the story that I like considered or thought of, and usually, you know, I don't try to go into a book trying to figure things out, you know, try to figure out the murder mystery or twist, because it just like ruins the fun. I realized this like a while ago, but I'm just like bringing it up again. So yes, like I don't really try too hard, you know, like to think, you know, to like figure out answers and, you know, the like twist to books. So I wasn't doing that, and so I still had these certain like ideas or thoughts, and it turns out that they were true. So that's why it was kind of like a letdown when this came up. It was like very like, you know, I read it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So I don't know, I'm not I wouldn't say that I'm enjoying my time reading this because I feel like I'm not. Like, I just feel like neutral, like just gradually kind of like just going through like the story. But because of like just information in general like coming to me, or like, why am I wording that weird? Not coming to me, but because like information is like getting brought out like in the story, that's what's making me want to read it so much and get those answers. But like other than that, I'm like, I wouldn't say that I'm enjoying my time. I'm not having fun reading it, but it is interesting, I'll say that. So yeah, I just have again 100 more pages left, and yeah, hopefully I finish that tonight, and then tomorrow I will give you guys a review on the whole book. Okay, this is where I'm at so far. I'm probably about, I just want to show you my little setup. I moved my like fall stuff because like I said, I was recording that stuff too, so it's like a nice-ish background. But yeah, here's how it's looking. Obviously I know it's like messy. I'm just trying to get like a base color, and then I'm gonna, you know, sharpen the details. But yeah, I was having fun putting down the white for the fur. Yeah, and obviously I need to make some like darker colors and shading. And yeah, and then I think next time I paint, I'm gonna do the background black, because this is just like a layer. I've been seeing like other people do that. And then I'm gonna go back in and yeah, make a black background, and then I'll continue the hairs some more. I'm gonna go ahead and stop painting hair, but yeah, I've been having a lot of fun using gouache, and hopefully I could paint some more tomorrow. Okay, really quick, I'm gonna stay with my mic because, let's see, this piece came in, and this is the piece I needed for the mic, so I could connect it to like my phone, and so it could work. So that piece came in, so I was just messing with it. The cars are like super loud right now, going crazy. So like perfect time to test out the mic, which I was doing, but you know, it's too dark. So I was gonna make a review for the last party, but like I said, it's dark, so I decided not to do that. I was really excited to use my mic, so that sucks. But let me show you my painting. I was painting a little bit more today. Trying to focus. But yeah, I was painting some more. I know it's so messy. I'm using these paintbrushes, and I don't normally use brushes. I use like the water. I put away. I'm not gonna grab them right now. But yeah, I use different types of brushes, but I'm using like actual like real brushes for the first time. But also like yeah, I can't find a good like consistency, because you know you have to add water, and like I feel like the brushes just dry out fast. So I don't know, but it's really hard, you know, to paint the background. So I'm making like a lot of layers. But yeah, that's how the painting's coming out. The black part around here is like how I'm trying to get it. And then, you know, I'm gonna go in with white to go over the stars again, and then obviously the fur and the bunnies will be like my last thing that I need to work on. So yeah, I was painting today. What else? I think that was it. Oh, so I'm waiting for my for my January book of the month box to come in. So I don't want to start on another book. But Noah made a good point. He said, well, if you just like read a short one, like a short one you have. And I was like, yeah, you're right, because I do have a novella. So I'm gonna try to read a short book, which is this one. Let's see. But I'm kind of nervous. Like, I heard I fix my phone. I heard bad reviews, so I don't know if it'll be good. But I mean, it's short. I have it, so I think I'm gonna pick this up and start it right now. So let's see how it goes. So here's the painting so far. I'm pretty much, well, like close to being done. So like all the colors, I'm done with all the colors. I got it pink, purple, and then blue for the darkest colors. And then I just need to go like through it again for like little details, like right here, like the black right here, and I need to add pink. Same thing right here. I need to add pink right here, like that's where the toes are at. Right here, I'm gonna add like more white for the fur, and then probably just go in with like with more pink for like highlights or something. But here's like here's a close-up so you can see details, and obviously the like highlights in the eyes are gonna be the last thing I do. I decided to make the stars yellow because I think that'll just complement the pinks and purples. And from far away, like right here, like I really love how it looks, but when you get close, like this kind of area, this seems fine. But like, yeah, just like the muddy parts, I don't know how I feel about. But so I don't know if it looks good or if it looks incomplete. I don't really know. And then I'm thinking about using Prismacolor pencils, like how I do my sketchbooks, but I don't know if that will like, you know, maybe mess it up or like that's adding too much. So I think I'm gonna finish the painting. I'm gonna scan it so I have like the original file, and then I'll probably go in with color pencil. I have a scanned version of that too to see which one I like more. And yeah, and I really like, I've been loving painting so much. I want to paint some more right now, but it's dark, so I'm gonna hold off. But I'm like really itching to paint and finish this. The other thing I wanted to say is that it's so hard to like record because I'm recording for 3 different like videos. I'm doing a video with the whole process for this, and I'm also recording a short, so I have to think about that, and then obviously showing you right now for this vlog. So it's like really hard to remember to use my DSLR camera to record for like the video itself and the whole painting process. And it's also like, and you know, and then to go back and forth to using this and my phone to make like the short. So it's kind of hard to remember to like juggle that. But so I'm hoping that I could, you know, work with what I have and make like all the content. But yeah. Hi, so I just finished The Last Party by Claire McIntosh. I want to start off by saying that I have a mic now. I'm using it. Hopefully the audio is a lot better. Right now, like, you know, it sucks because there's construction going on, like literally right outside. So hopefully you don't hear that too much. But yeah, I'm using my mic for the first time. Hopefully, you know, the audio is a lot better. I'm really excited to see how this comes out. But yeah, so also, like I said, construction, so sorry if you hear like a bunch of like beeping and loud noises. But yeah, I just finished The Last Party by Claire McIntosh. This is a UK murder mystery about this man who does some like develops some homes and is going very successfully. So he throws a party, and then on New Year's Eve that night he is found dead. And the next day, you know, they're having a like search, and they're trying to figure out who did it, who the killer is. And everybody's a suspect, everyone who lives in these homes and even in the nearby community, because like everybody kind of like had a thing against him, and just everyone has a motive. So yeah, this is what this book is about. The main POVs are between a cop and detective, but there's also other POVs between like the characters that were at the party, who live in those homes, and even like the nearby community. So yeah, and it just jumps around. What I also like about this book though is that it gives the man, the man that died, his POV as well before he passed away. So that was really cool. That being said, this is a dual timeline. It jumps back and forth between like months ago, that day and hours leading up to his death, the present. So yeah, it jumps around a lot. There are a lot of characters, so I would suggest if you're gonna read this to kind of make a like mental map or like write notes down for every character, because there was a lot going on. There was a lot of like interconnections, and yeah, so it was, even for me, like to read this whole book, I still didn't really have a good grasp on who these like characters were as people, because they all seemed pretty similar. So that was like a con to this book, because they're all rich people and they just kind of like all seem the same. I think there was only like a few that are very distinctive, but everybody else, there's like 2 or 3 couples that were like too similar. So yeah, just going to this book, I would recommend taking some notes on who the characters are, just so you could follow along with the story. This book is also both plot and character driven. And there's a lot of character development as well. So yeah, at the very end of the book, you get like closure, and you know, the plot is wrapped up, and it was very good, and I really liked it. And but you also see the characters, like each character and how their lives like changed or where it's going. So yeah, it has a little bit of both elements. There are a few twists in here. One, I don't want to say I predicted, but I kind of like considered this twist because, like I mentioned, I don't try to figure out the story or the twist in books because it just takes the fun out of it, and you know, it just makes it seem like, you know, because when it is right, and usually it is, I like lose that feeling, and it just makes it not a good book. So ever since then, I just stopped trying to figure the like crimes out and just enjoy the story for what it is and just take my time and not think too much. So but I did have this little thought, and it actually was like a part of the book, one of the twists. So that was kind of like a letdown, I guess, or not a letdown, but just it was just dissatisfying when I read it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like I kind of saw that. And at the very end, though, when you find out who the killer is, there's a twist at the very, very end, and that I did not see coming. Actually, there was kind of like two, maybe, because they're kind of like intertwined, but yeah, I did not see that coming at all, and it was like very, yeah, it was just like, it was just surprising. And yeah, I really liked it. Another thing that I wanted to say is that with all the information that you're given in this book, like when you're starting to reveal and get pieces, I feel like everything was brought out in like very, very good timing. And especially because I feel like a lot of the times books, they're usually at the end, or not usually, but some of the books that I read, the endings are rushed, and then it's just kind of like wrapped up, and like how people say wrapped up in a little bow, you know. But this isn't like that, at least in my opinion. Yeah, you just, you know, you slowly get information more and more, and it's just like it, that I think that's what keeps you excited, and at least for me, it kept me like to continue reading. I do want to say that like the whole time reading this, like I wasn't like having a great time, like I wasn't like excited, but I just wanted to know the answer. So that was the only reason why I kept reading, and that was the whole reason why I was like reading a lot. Like I got once like around 150 pages because I was like reading so slow, but around that part, I started reading really, really fast, and I finished the book in like 2 or 3 days. And that's like probably the quickest for like how big this book is, and it's only because I wanted to know the answers. But like aside from that, like the story was kind of like whatever, I feel. I think if you like rich people drama, and obviously like a murder mystery, but it have to do with like rich people and in the woods, because this is around like a lake and like mountains and woods. So yeah, very like nature vacation home feeling. So if you like that vibe, I would suggest this. And yeah, though, I felt like, yeah, it just, you know, and it was very smooth. Again, like I said, it wasn't like exciting to me. I wasn't like really crazy about the story or even the characters, but yeah, it was just the information I wanted to know. It was like I wanted to get all the pieces, and I wanted to see like, okay, like what happened, you know, like who killed this man. But yeah, overall, I liked this book. I gave it a 3.5 stars. Like I said, I didn't have a great time like reading it, but I really did like the ending, and overall, you know, I thought it was a good story. So I feel like 3 stars. I was considering 3 stars, but I feel like, okay, that's too neutral. Like, oh yeah, it's neutral, it's fine. But because I liked the ending, that's why I gave it a 3.5. And I felt like, you know, I was considering a 4-star, but I felt like that was like too much, because I feel like, okay, that's a really, really good book. Not a favorite, but it was really good. But yeah, I didn't feel that way either. So just a 3.5 stars for this one. Oh, another thing is that this did have a little romance subplot, which I liked. I like when books have a little bit of romance, you know, not like too much. But yeah, it was just like really, really like small and like slow burn. So like that was nice. I did like that. There are some trigger warnings for rape, incest, and I don't know how to like phrase it right, but child like predator, you know, so like that as well. So I would just be careful with that for trigger warnings. But yeah, overall, I really like this book. I also last night I finished Nothing But Blackened Teeth, and I don't know, like I think I mentioned it here in the vlog, but I heard that a lot of people like didn't like it, and I heard like bad reviews. I don't remember the reviews, I just know that they were negative, but I actually really, really enjoyed it. Like the whole time I was like
having a really fun time reading it, way more fun than this last one. But I think it was because of the not environment, but like the vibe, because this is about a group of friends, and two of the friends are getting married, and so they're just kind of all coming together and they're going to like celebrate, and they're just hanging out. And so they go to this haunted house, and one of the main characters, she's like seeing this lady right here, she's like seeing this ghost, and some stuff happens between the friends, and that's pretty much it. I mean, because it is short, it's like 120 pages. But yeah, like, I don't know, I really enjoyed it, so I don't know why people didn't like it. I kind of want to look at reviews again and see what it was that they didn't like. I was kind of waiting for that. I was waiting for something, you know, that I didn't waiting for something that I didn't like. Maybe like the ending, you know, something happened at the ending that was like, I don't know, a letdown or something. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. Again, it's really short, so I can't really say much about it. It's just a very short story. You know, again, with about a haunting, and also I don't know where it takes place at, but I think like somewhere in like China or Japan maybe, just because of the artwork that is described in the house. But yeah, so there is this book. Here you go. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and being here again. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.